Well, here we are. It just disappeared. The video disappeared. So I apologize. It's the reason why I really haven't been on, and I don't know how long it's gonna last. And I think I may have to just have to go. I'm gonna do pre-recorded videos and upload that because I think live streams are just not gonna hold. So I do want to just sort of end off, because I don't know how long this is gonna last, and it's not fair to the audience to, for me just to disappear all the time. So I don't know where it cut me off or where it stopped recording, but maybe I'll repeat it and then maybe you can just think about it. The whole thing of what I wanted to do about here is to us to really do to check ourselves. It's an introspective thing, but it's to check ourselves in how we choose to respond to life. And so I've picked like different attributes. So I'll give an example of what I want to do, and I think I'm going to have to pre-record and do this. And then this way I can have people join in with me. And if anybody wants to, just send me a message at elm.christina@gmail.com and say, hey, yeah, I'd like to come in and chat and share, your own personal experience. I mean, this is really being real, though. You got to bring the real. That's what I'm saying. Bring your real self, and that you're willing to be open and honest. So I'll give you an example over what I'm going to do over the next several videos. Tonight, my whole thing, which I wanted to look at, was whether or not you are being, or we are being, authentic or fake in life, in general, in anything. It's meaning like in a situation or in whatever it may be, in your relationship, in your life, in your job, with your family, with yourself. It's really all about with yourself, right? And can you honestly say that you're authentic, living authentically, or you're wearing the mask? In which really means that you're not living authentically. And so at times there may be moments that you're living authentically, or there are moments that you fake it. Now you can be just straight off fake in a sense of being like you're not even being yourself at all, and there could be a multitude of reasons for that. But I think for the most part, I don't know if you heard that. I don't know what that was. Okay, that was a very strange sound. I think for the most part, people, and I'm seeing this a lot more on YouTube, in so many different genres of content. Like I'm seeing where people are portraying themselves as authentic, but they're just faking it. So some people don't want to look at that. And so this is probably more an introspective series that I'm looking at. It's probably serious, and some people are going to go, I'm not interested in that. I don't want to tune into that. Who wants to do that, And that's okay. That's fine. I might be bringing some tough work here to do. I mean, it's something that I have to do also. And when I work with clients, depending on the situation or what it is I'm doing, we explore this as well. This is being true to yourself. If you're not true to yourself, you can't be true to others, and that's living authentically. So that's what I was going to talk about today, those two attributes, being authentic or being fake. I'll give you some examples of the next ones, because maybe you might want to think, where you would like to, join in if you want to come in and be in a live session with me. There is praise or criticize. Do you praise wherever that may be, even for self, or do you criticize? Are you an optimist or a pessimist? Do you live in the present or do you live in the past? I mean, you can even write these down as I'm saying them, and later on and start doing your own introspection and just saying, you know, really explain. Yes, Sunshine says, "Yep." I wish I could show her. She's sitting. She just sits in a box. She plays with it and she just sitting there half the time meditating. So, anyways, do you inspire or do you discourage? Are you conscientious or careless? And there's no judgment in any of this because our life experiences from the time we're born to to the present moment, all of these things shape us on all levels, and primarily I would say emotionally. Sometimes having a conversation with yourself in the box. So okay, this is singing. This is a singing hour. All right. So are you conscientious or are you careless? Meaning in your environment, in your relationships, overall, are you conscientious, careless? Meaning you don't, you know. I mean, you can explore that. What does careless mean to you? Like you don't pay attention, you're not interested. It doesn't matter. What happens, happens, and who cares? You know, how do you respond? What is your first response? Because that's where you are emotionally right now. And it doesn't mean that can't change. Are you loving or are you insensitive? I'm wondering if she's answering. I don't know if you can hear her. Do you have integrity or are you unscrupulous? A lot of people don't self-check. They don't observe themselves in how they respond. If I had a video camera, I turned around and I would show you. She's just sitting in the box singing. Ah. Are you generous or are you selfish? I'm just going to read them all to you, but I'm going to do a series and hopefully I can get some of my other friends or people to join in and so that we really can just have a good conversation, and self-check and be true, be real. Are you transparent or are you shady? Now, there's a lot of words that I could have chosen, as the opposite. The first word being the primary word, coming from uh, these could be positive and negative. And I'm not in the judgment. It's what is a healthier, what is a higher vibrational way of living, responding to life, circumstances, to people. I said, are you real or are you invented? I like this one a lot because it kind of is similar to being authentic or fake. It's similar, right? But being real or invented. Hollywood, real or invented. And I'm just talking about movies. I'm not talking about, what they create, but the actual people who create it, create the entertainment. Are they real or they invent it? Are they inventing themselves to be something, but that's not who they really are? On YouTube, are they real or invented? Are you a free thinker or a believer? You might want you might need to think on that one. Go, what do you mean? A free thinker or a believer? What does free thinker mean? A believer. Programmed, conditioned. You're taught this, and that. So that is your belief system. As a free thinker, you're open to experience, to insights, to choose. Are you conscious or are you asleep? Are you supportive or discouraging? Are you passive or arrogant? Are you empathic or narcissistic? Are you approving or judgmental? Are you inclusive or exclusive? Are you calm or do you rant? Can't read my writing on this one. I know this is a good one, but I can't seem to read my writing. All right. Do you compliment or do you ridicule? Are you mindfulness, or apathy? And are you grateful, gratitude, or ungrateful? So this is what I've written so far. And I mean, they kind of keep coming, but I thought, I'll just have this list and hopefully we can just sit down and talk about them and we can just share, you know, check in with ourselves, self check, do self exploration. That they will see so many more aspects of themselves and see how that they live them in their everyday life, because there's so much going on right now. I don't watch news, but I'm not like got my head in the sand that I don't have an awareness of different things. I come much more from a bigger perspective. I come much more from a cosmic perspective of things. And so I'm not involved in all of these, all of the stuff that's going on because it's not necessary. It's really not necessary. As my teacher has said for many, many years, I mean, that, we change our environment by changing ourselves. So that means you need to go within to be able to do that. You have to stalk yourself. That's also, to me, was self-check. But stalking's a bit broader, but you've got to check in. You've got to see how you are behaving, responding, acting, living, treating yourself and others. And right now we're in a great time of where where everybody's behaviors are out there. And I mean, I could dive in and take it to a very metaphysical, esoteric manner, but I don't want to do that right yet. I just want to come from a little more simpler way of being able to observe yourself and make changes. Because as we each do that, that, ripples out through consciousness, and life will change. And it is changing. I'm not here to fix anybody, to fix everything. I'm just here to participate and to assist if asked. But for the most part, I'm working on myself. But you can see in every manner of life where things are being revealed that have been hidden. I'm not going to go into all of that because you can just, you can go and you can watch the news, you can go on Twitter, you can go on Instagram, YouTube. I mean, you just have the whole gamut there of everything, of people sharing, people exposing, of people, revealing, of just people being crazy or people waking up. Wow. I mean, who needs TV? Just observe the world out there. If you really want to see. But it's still also showing you things that need to be looked at within ourselves. So again, it comes back to self-checking, to looking within yourself. So, and I think that if we just sort of look at this is a very simple kind of, I think maybe just a psychology, even really, and on a deeper level, spiritual, but how do you behave in any circumstance? Because in anything that's happening, we respond to it, right? And so I just felt like this was a good time to maybe come back and see if anybody's ready for that. And I'm sure there are people that are. I'll have to, find my way within this big sphere of people. But at the same time, I just have to be. And if you resonate, you'll tune in. If you don't, And it's interesting because, when you put yourself out here on YouTube or anything that's in the public, you're going to have all kinds of different, responses. And that's fine. That's normal. That's expected because we're all unique individuals. And then we all have our own, experiences that have formed us. So I'm not really worried about that. But this is a platform where people will attack you, criticize you, judge you. How do you respond to that? For me, for the most part, I'm neutral in that. Because if I'm being authentic and I'm just sharing, that's it. I'm just being myself. I'm just sharing. And if that helps somebody, if that inspires somebody, or some shifts happen, whether it's consciousness or, understanding, that's beautiful. I really can't ask for anything else. I don't need to ask for anything. I'm just here to share and to connect. And it's not always easy for me to do this either because for the most part, or not most part, but I'm still shy. I'm not a speaker, right? I'm much more non-cognitive. I'm an empath, intuitive. For me, I feel things so intensely at times that can be overwhelming. Um, and it's not always easy to put things into words and to express it. I guess I'm already starting to feel things. And so as soon as I start tapping into it more on a spiritual level, even though all is spiritual, kind of that opens you up. But so it's not easy for me to come here, especially I'm just speaking to myself. There's nobody engaging. At this time, sometimes there is, and sometimes people are there, but they're not speaking, and that's fine. So it's not a lot of people. There's a lot of YouTubers who would not do live streams. And I say to them, I said, wow, you could really, I mean, if you need to watch time or you really want to, connect with more people, even if they're already established, but they've made it, they've done great, and that's totally fine, and they've just done it on vlogging, videos and their content, but they have not done a live stream, so they're, personally engaging with their audience in the moment. So, but I say that if you do that, see, this is interesting too, because this made me think, uh, or maybe it was an observation to a couple of people that I've talked to. I said, why don't you do live streams? Engage with them, you know, in a closer, in a closer way. But some of them can't do that because you're on the spot and you're either going to be authentic or you're going to be fake. And if your content in any way is not authentic, though you may portray it that way, it's not going to be easy for you to be live with someone. Even though you're not, physically live with them, it's as close as you could be, right? Because they're there. They can talk to you. You've got to just sit here and be yourself. So, because a lot of YouTubers are not actors per se, though they do learn to be to a certain extent. So they cannot do live streams. Now, for me, I pretty much, except for some videos in the beginning, when I started to come back to YouTube, I pretty much did live streams because I just wanted to chat and connect with people. I didn't want to be just talking to myself. I want to connect with others. So I'll put this out there and maybe I'll get some feedback. Maybe I won't. That's okay. Sometimes it takes a while. Everything has its moment. So if this triggers anything within you, if you feel that you want to share, like I said, send me an email. Actually, I think all my info will be below in the description. Any of my links, and say, hey, yeah, I would like to join you. The thing is, we will have to pre-record it, and so that's fine. We can set up a time and we can connect on whatever platform, and I can record it that way. But it doesn't work for me because, as I said, I only have a Chromebook and I cannot do very much on a live stream unless I have the, what's it called? The OSB. I can't do that on a Chromebook. So it doesn't work. But we can pre-record videos. I know there's someone there, but there's only someone who doesn't talk. And I was like, why not? Say hi, you know? I know it's kind of late. Well, I'm on Pacific Standard Time, so it doesn't matter because I see people all night, sometimes all night long doing live streams. It depends on where you're coming from. So I'm here, and I can open it up to other things as well. If someone wants to ask my channel is a spiritual channel for the most part, a metaphysical spiritual channel. But, I'm kind of open to questions, personal questions that I can maybe tune in and do an intuitive response reading. Yeah, it could be really, I'm not saying that I could answer everything, or I may be able to give insight. I believe that, everything has its timing, so that if someone came and whatever it is, that there's no wrong questions. If they're truly something that you're seeking to understand. And all answers are within you. That's what you need to explore. But sometimes you can ask and outside of self, and you may get an answer from somewhere else. Or you may be given a clue, or you may be given some little insight that will take you further, deeper to explore. So this is what I would really like to do. That's why I like interactive. Because you can't do that with videos. I mean, people can write in the comments, and as you know, most YouTubers do not even, they'll skim over their comments, they'll check it out, but they don't respond to anybody. So there really isn't any interaction that way. Now, they may do some other things, like maybe on Instagram do a little video, or Twitter do a little bit, or what are the other ones? I don't have them. Snapchat or whatever else. I am on Instagram and I am on Twitter, and those are and YouTube. Those are the only three that I'm on. So it just can become overwhelming to have to focus and tune into all of that. And for me, being who I am and what I do is just picking up on too many energies and too many things and too many people. So I just keep it to what I can handle, or what I would want to handle, not what I can handle, what I want to handle. I don't need to. I just feel that if you can make a connection out there, it can be right here and now, and that will have its timing and unfolding as to where it goes and what that journey is. So it's interesting because all you can do is look at yourself when you're doing a live stream. If you're not with anybody else, you're looking at yourself. And I see, and a lot of people, I can see them that you can kind of read people who are always just looking, and just think, how do I look? And I mean, everybody has that to a certain extent, right? I don't get very dolled up. Mind you, it's kind of dark here, so you can't see. If it was like bright lights, maybe I might put a little bit more makeup on, but I don't really want to at this time. And I am a more natural person. I like my lipstick and a little bit, not too much. Because that's who I am. But all you can see is self. when you do live streams. I think that's probably another reason why some people might have a hard time with doing this. Because they've got to look at themselves, and you see how you see how you speak, you see, hear how you speak, you see how you move, you see how you know it's like looking in a mirror. Now mirrors are backwards in a sense, it's the reverse, but still it's you. And and there may be people listening now or come back, later on, tune into the video and listen to you. But right now, it's just me, and all I see is me. And really, that's all there is me. When you understand that really, all is connected, all is interconnected. So all is really one grand being, whatever you want to call that. I call it the infinite. But that's me. That's you. But right now it's just me, because all I see is me. So it's like I am observing and listening to myself. This is very interesting. I mean, I've been on here so many times, but I haven't really, in this moment, I'm sort of having I don't know how to explain it, because I'm actually feeling my consciousness kind of shifting, not shifting, but expanding. And I can tell that my eyes are I can feel them changing. And I almost feel like I am, but when I'm here, I can feel the physicality. When I look here, I feel myself in spacelessness. It's very interesting. I've never really sat and experienced, probably because there's nobody here talking to me. Just somebody watching, but not talking to me. And so all I have is myself. The cat in the box went to sleep, and the other one's over there. So, hello to the person that's watching. And to any of you who tune in later. I am going to try to come and do this. Again, because I'm a gypsy kind of, and I'm in different places, and I never know what it's going to be like. Right now, I'm in a gated community, and it's a small gated community, and there's lots of activity, lots of noise. There's construction going on. There's children. Here you can play music, and they just play it really loud. Doesn't matter that you're attached to the next house. And so there's always so much activity. And then the internet, it's interesting because the place that I'm living in, he's actually on solar, his solar paneling. So, which is great, but it's not, and then he's got the internet, I don't know what he's got hooked up, but he's got like 3 modems. He's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 apartments in this huge house. And it doesn't always, it works, but it shows strong signal and then it just goes off. I don't know, it's the solar or what is it? So, and I seem to choose places where sometimes it just doesn't work. But I'm going back to Puerto Vallarta on the 28th of this month for the winter. So I will definitely be looking for a place that has good Wi-Fi, hopefully not very busy around me. And my plan is to get back into exploring and videotaping and talking. And I don't know, I have a lot of different ideas in my mind. I've written them down that I would really like to do when I'm in Vallarta. I like to do it anytime I go, but I don't have a camera. I have just my phone at this time. Well, I do have a little camcorder, but it's not too compatible with my Chromebook for editing and stuff. And it's not too bad, but so you do what you can do. And because I kind of sit around and waited for to have this, to be able to do this, and it didn't transpire uh, the way I wanted to. So you got to work with what you have and just do it. So I said, I'm going to do it now. Doesn't matter. Eventually, I'll have different equipment. But going back to Vallarta for the winter, which is the best time to go there. It's just so beautiful. It's really being in so many ways. It's not perfect, but it is like being in a paradise. It's so beautiful, and the weather. There's so much to do there. There's so much to explore. There's so many people there. Wonderful people, not just the locals, but there's a lot of expatriates there. A lot of people come there and they fall in love and they move. And there's just so many different things that I could do there. There's quite a few YouTubers, that live there full time and have channels, and I love watching them too to see, what they're up to, and because I know Vallarta, so it's nice to see that when I'm not there. So I hope to be able to bring a lot more different type of videos or content from Vallarta, and meet a lot more people instead of just doing it inside. So I actually would like to be able to go out and explore it more and talk with a lot more people there. I have different reasons for why I want to do that. I won't get into that too much right now, but there's a lot of propaganda and there's a lot of things where people will not go to Mexico. Um, and it's like you can't be fearful of everything. Also, are you a believer? Do you believe everything that you're told? Or do you explore and seek out the experience yourself? Be a free thinker. Free thinker opens many more doors. Free thinker gives you a multitude or a variety or of experiences, opportunities. And life is that which you make of it. So if you're going to stay in fear, what's the point? Either you're living or you're the walking dead. I don't know. I wouldn't normally use that, but it's kind of like, yeah, are you living or are you walking dead? Kind of thing. Like you're not participating in life. And I could go a whole different direction with that because there are a lot of people like that. Literally, yeah, I could take that a whole different direction. But there's so much of life to see. And my desire has always been to see this planet as much as possible. And I've seen a little, and I've had the blessing to live in a few different places, to travel to a few different places, to explore, to experience other cultures. But there's so much more, and I hope that I'll be able to do that. Doesn't matter when, and there's no time limit. There's no, when you're not running out of no time, unless you believe that, and you'll create it. So, yeah. So I hope to be able to actually, I think I'll probably only be able to do maybe a handful of videos from here on the series, Self-Check, and then head back to, oh, can you hear this? Did you hear that? All right. I don't understand this. There's some things, that's what I'm saying. You got to explore life because there's a lot of things you just be like, what? Why would they be doing that? I have no idea. This is a new thing. The security guard starts around this time. It's 11, almost 11:30, 12 o'clock. Sometimes starts 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. Walks by and blows a whistle. And you'll do that maybe 3 or 4 times over the course of 3 or 4 hours. And I have no understanding. I haven't had the opportunity yet to go and ask because I don't want to get up and go out and say, why are you blowing? First of all, my Spanish is poquito, so I don't know how to go and ask him, why the heck are you blowing a whistle? And he always stops in front of where I am, in front of my window. Why would you blow a whistle? I've lived in a few different gated communities in different countries, and I've never heard the security go around blowing a whistle. It's like people are sleeping. Oh, wait a minute, let me wake you up. I'm going to blow a whistle. I don't know. He has like startled me out of my sleep, like because 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, the whistles. I mean, the cat. So the three of us just jump. Anyways, I'm way off track here, but I'm just chatting, and I'm hoping that someone will come and say hi. But it's okay. You tune in later, sure. Mind you, have to see if this video. I hope that I'm looking at my mic and I'm not even thinking it's working. And it will be hilarious. I mean, it would be sad and I probably would get a little mad, but and then I'd have to just laugh because if I go back and I see that my mic didn't work at all, then I'll be deleting the video or putting it on private so I can keep the watch time. So anyways, I'm going to say goodnight. And I give gratitude at any time that I can share and that someone is there. So until then, I say many blessings and love to everybody. Love self and live life. Love self and live life. All right, so good night, everybody. I'll see you later.